Elemzje mounted and loaded!
Hello and welcome to this installment of Chanka News Network. This week we got the long-awaited Season 3 patch. I won't go over all the changes as I've already covered them in previous videos, but the reception of the patch seems to be pretty good overall. Many people saying despite the new issues, it's a great patch. This week we had one of the greatest streams I've ever seen on Twitch. The ENCE Pro player Pannari held a little cooking show where he showed us how to make some proper finished pancakes. This is honestly the funniest thing I have ever watched on Twitch. If you want to give it a watch, I highly recommend it, and the link will be in the description. Also this week, another popular streamer, Remorce, was swatted. This means a fake call is placed to the police saying that he has a gun or something similar. The police then raid the house. Overall, it fucks over the streamer, wasting his or her time and endangering their life, and very likely putting them on the edge when it comes to streaming in the future. However, it's also a waste of police resources, which is a huge waste of taxpayers' money. Ubisoft also announced that they are looking at changing the recoil in the game. They said they're going to test it out on the TTS and they're going to introduce set patterns to recoil. This means each gun will have its own recoil set, which will always be consistent, meaning you can learn where your bullets are going to go when the gun kicks. This is similar to CSGO, but we don't know exactly how they're going to implement it, so we're going to have to wait and see until they test it. But this should remove some of the random elements in shooting the guns in Siege. Moving on to esports. The off-season still continues as BKN leaves Penta over a contract agreement. BKN has now joined Contiuum, which I think with Young also rejoining them, they have a really good edge on next season. Vitality also had a shake-up. They dropped the Vitality Black team as they failed to qualify for Challenger. As well as this Elemzje, who has transferred from Vitality White, which was the team in the Pro League last season, to Supremacy. The interesting thing is that Supremacy actually paid Vitality to cut Elemzje's contract early so they could bring him on board. The ex-Millennium player Hansen has replaced him on Vitality's roster. The ex-playing Duck team, now known as Snooken, has also brought on LeonGids as their sub after Zoronic left the team during them leaving the org. And in surprising news, the team known as Excellence has fully disbanded. Last week they announced their split with the org, but this week they fully announced a whole breakup of the team. Also this week, the Siege news site ESIX had an interview with the head EU admin BK. As well as this, there was also an interview of King George in Esports Pro. He talks about the move to Rogue and the growth of Siege. You can find both interviews in the description. Moving on to a bit of a scandal in the CCS this week. 8 players were banned after it was found out they were using ringers signing into the player's account. This means people were sharing their logins so that other people could play in their place. The team Empire Gaming Academy was banned, as well as players that were ringing. Because of this, the league will replay the 2 final rounds of the CCS Invite Playoffs. And finally, moving into fashion news. So with the new update for the first time, we got seasonal uniforms for all operators. This uniform is mostly black with a very dark camo on the sleeves. It looks great on pretty much every operator. As you can see from the image, the uniform looks pretty nice. I'm hoping to see more seasonal uniforms in the future. This week we also got another roundel. This time it's the Brazilian roundel. Personally, I'm a little bit disappointed by this one. This is the roundel used by the aviation wing of the Brazilian Navy. This is the roundel of the Brazilian Air Force, which has a much more interesting design, and I'd much prefer to have this to the generic circle one. As well as this, we have the new charms and skins for the new season, and they have also removed the single purchase skins and charms. So this means that all charms are now universal. Now skins like Modern USA or the camouflage skins are a one purchase buy and it will apply to all guns. There are still some unique skins for each gun that can only be applied to that gun. If there's any that are applicable to other guns, they are now universal. This has been Chanka News Network. If you want to stay up to date with the news, then follow me on Twitter. If you want to discuss any of the news, then you can join my Discord. And if you enjoy these videos, you can support me on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember,
that Chanka will always stand by you.